Today we reacted to a very funny situation. Obviously, I don't condone violence on this channel, but you see why the situation is funny. So let's get into it. Now, usually I start off these videos explaining who the person I'm talking about is, but I don't even think this guy is worth knowing his name because that's what this individual wants. This individual wants to cause so much controversy and division amongst people to the point where he gets people talking about him. And that's how you endorse these irrelevant people into having a spotlight to say the stupidness that they want to say and influence people to do some rubbish behavior. This individual is known to be a coon. And for those of you who don't know what a coon is, it's basically a black person who sells out their own race in favor of, I don't know, white validation. Now I do make this video to really emphasize when I say white validation, I don't want to make it very clear that I am not against white people. I have a few wonderful white friends. I even have a white niece, my best friend's daughter. I need to see her soon. But anyways, I love white people. I love every race of people, and this and the third. So there's no hate towards that. I don't want to give off that impression. But at the same time, what I dislike a lot is racists. Racists should not be having a platform. Racists should not be having a place to speak and stuff like that. Even though it's freedom of speech, I do believe freedom of speech should be limited when an individual purposely decides that they're going to stir up the pot for whatever reason. And this is what's happened to this individual, because if you go on their social media page, I'll play one of the clips that is on their page. They are known for just constantly talking down on black people and things of that nature.
People are tired of dealing with niggas and nigga shit. I'm in nigga bitch paradise. I found every bitch in Detroit's Halloween costume right here. This is the Hair Hat Emporium. We don't have a crime problem. We have a race problem and a nigga problem. A 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee was stabbed to death by a nigga whose name I won't even say. And I think he deserves a lesser title than nigga. I think calling him a nigga is too disrespectful to the word nigga. This is a prime example for why people don't like being around niggas and are skeptical anytime they're around black people. We are the main reason for why people in this country don't like black people. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm not a fan of the Ukrainian refugees being here. However, the fact that a Ukrainian refugee escapes a war-torn country, where a country being bombed, her countrymen being killed, they come over here to the United States where she thinks it's safe, gets fucking killed by some nigga on a train. This is what makes people racist. This is what makes people biased. This is what makes people have prejudice towards black people. It's behavior like this that we don't call out, that we don't police, and we don't get these fucking people off the street. Black fatigue is increasing significantly. And I'm telling you this, when people bounce back, everyone in this country, it's not going to be nice for us as black people.
And there are content creators that do vice versa and the opposite and things of that nature, just constantly talking a bunch of nonsense. But why this is funny is because this individual got so gassed up by the bigots and the racists and the ignorant people. He got so gassed up and he got such a big head to the point where he decided that he was going to go by himself to a rally full of liberals who do not agree with his takes, who do not agree with his coonery, who don't agree with his racism. And he thought he was so powerful enough. This is what social media does to people. Social media makes people feel like they're invincible. But he took it upon himself to go to a liberal area where they were protesting against corrupt government like Donald Trump and his administration. It's a good cause if you ask me, because at the end of the day, it's a situation that affects not only just America, but around the globe as well. They decided to just start saying a bunch of hate speech.
Where this nigga landed. At a No King's Day protest here in Detroit, I was arrested and assaulted by multiple people. I went there to counter-protest and, of course, preach an anti-immigration message. I also stand as a veteran against these anti-American protesters who hate America and hate everything America stands for. I went there alone by myself, and I was met with tons of Antifa members wearing shirts and hats, proudly saying that they were Antifa to me, calling me a Nazi, calling me a house nigger, calling me a coon, and saying I'm a race traitor that should be shot. And mind you, this is from white liberals, by the way. Of course, there's comments on all these videos lying and saying that I was attacking and beating on people. Nigga, if that was true, I wouldn't be getting out on a fucking Sunday. organizers of the event were encouraging people from the crowd to go and attack me and push me. People were trying to hit me with their bikes, push me on the ground, trip me, all the type of things they could do to stop me from speaking and humiliate me. I didn't go into the formation and disrupt anything. I didn't sit back and try to stop or pull down the flags or anything. When I tried to go around and stand on the benches as they were protesting, I was forcibly removed and thrown to the ground by the cadre that was there. They spent a lot of time calling me a house nigger and a coon each chance that they would get. Now, there's videos of me being attacked and me not throwing any punches, being pushed by these people. I was arrested for disorderly conduct. Instead of the cops getting those who attacked me, they decided to remove me from the area. I was arrested, placed in jail, and released Sunday afternoon. Left is violent, and they did everything they could to try to dehumanize me, calling me a Nazi and saying that I'm a race traitor. Of course, there's black people cheering that I got arrested. What kind of fucking Looney Tune shit are we on right now? It seems that black people only support the police when it's against people that they disagree with. None of this is going to stop me from making content. In fact, I'm going to double down and go to protests and preach and express and use my First Amendment right, as I should and as I did on Saturday. I encourage more people to peacefully protest against these people, counter their message, and speak up.
No, even if there's no footage of him protested in a nice way, I want you guys to look at this clip. Now, I'm really against Black Israelite. I really dislike them as well, but that's a different talk for a different day. But look how he's constantly going out there, using a microphone and blasting insults and all types of nonsense to their face. Do you really think someone like this went to the No Kings protest doing anything apart from this? This is what he does. He purposely goes out there, insults people, provokes them, says a bunch of hurtful things, and expects not to be injured. Like I said, no violence tolerated, but what do you expect to happen?
I'm sitting here downtown Detroit, and we got the Black Hebrew Israelites, the dumbest people in America.
Typical black victims that are going to say I'm a coon and Uncle Tom, but guess what? They're sitting there thinking, I bet you this. I bet you they still want reparations, but they think they're the real Jews, right? I bet you they still want reparations, but they still think they're the real Jews. Make it make sense, all right? These people are stupid.
Look at the Christian nationalists throwing up gang signs, and you got him, you supporting him, you gave him the mic so he can throw up.
Apparently to this guy, I should kill myself because I love my country. Imagine that shit. I should kill myself because I love my country and I want my country to be better. This is what single mother households raise, I'm gonna be honest. Go ahead, start marching. These people are notorious for marching terribly. I don't hate black people. You think that you're the real Jews. Imagine that. Imagine thinking that you're Jewish when you're black. You're black.
Again, like I said, I do not condone violence or anything of that nature. However, I want you to pay attention to what disingenuous people like this guy do. What they do is they purposely go out there spreading hateful speech, provoking certain types of actions from people, provoking certain types of reactions, so that when they get attacked, they can jump on social media acting like they're some kind of martyr or some type of innocent person who just exercised their First Amendment right or their free speech, when really they were purposely insulting people or making such crazy remarks. Mind you, this is a No Kings protest where it's a genuine cause. It's literally against corrupt government. So I don't know what possibly this guy could have been protested against, but he's spreading a false narrative saying that, oh, he's the immigration, stuff like that. People like this are dangerous and they help spread the hateful rhetoric and cause further division because they just consistently lie. And you also have to think of it like this. When there's a person of color who's a coon and he starts, appeasing to the racists have even more charge to go and do what they do because they're like, well, a black person even noticed how bad and crazy these blacks and liberals are. If you ask me, this guy got exactly what he wanted because he got the footage of him getting attacked and he got arrested. He now looks to these people that are racist and stuff like that like he's a hero and they're really against people who are saying the quote-unquote right thing, when really they arrested him because he was provoking people. That's why he got arrested. But anyways, he got what he wanted, and this is what they'll continue to want. They don't want to peacefully protest. They don't want to peacefully spread free speech. They want to insult and cause division and create narratives to further divide us. We should be very wary about these type of people and hold them severely accountable for their actions because their lies and their manipulation is what causes division in our society. I don't know if they're paid agents or whatever it is. They probably are, but this is their aim. This is their goal. To lie and to cause deceitful actions. Like I said, workers of Satan. What makes me laugh about these people, because they're so self-absorbed and so prideful and so out of touch with reality, they go on these platforms acting as if they're the victim. I mean, I only made fun of black people and I only said liberals are stupid and they did X, Y, and Z. I only said things that were very offensive, but Freedom of speech, guys. They shouldn't have attacked me. Yes, they shouldn't have attacked you, but what did you expect? You know? And this is what we have to sit there and understand, right? There are some people in this world. This is a lesson for all of you guys out there. There are some people in this world that are just straight up demonic. They have demons inside them. And how you know that there's demons inside them is because there's people out there like this individual who wake up and make it their mission to make people annoyed, triggered, and angry. Like imagine this. Like you don't even get up to pray first. You don't even get up to smell the fresh air. You don't even get up to go outside and talk to individuals. The first thing you get, the thing that excites you about your day is that I'm going to get up and I'm going to piss people off. I'm going to do it, whether it be on social media. I'm going to do it in public. I'm just going to say the most outrageous thing ever because I live for that. Some people call it, the kids are calling it rage baiting nowadays. But I'll go to as far to say it's demonic. Like, how can you wake up and just decide you're going to look for trouble? And that's what we see with these people, right? They look for trouble, whether it be for monetary gain or simply just because for the love of the game. And this is one of those individuals who likes doing this for both. So when you see individuals like this, please, my people, they are designed, they are there to cause you harm in your life. What that means is that despite it being considered not a big deal, consider the fact that it's a reaction. These kind of people go so far to the point where they purposely look for a reaction, and then when you give them that reaction, they will report you to the police. And whether you had a justified reason or not, you end up going to jail because you put hands on someone or you got angry. So in the face of these people, what is it that we're meant to do? Pray for your enemy. Oh, hello, a lot of you guys didn't like that. Don't shoot me. Hey, just calm down, all right? The reason I say pray for your enemy is because I used to be a very violent person. You get me? Very aggressive. I used to always throw hands. And I've come to realize that, as I'm interacting with people that just sit there sometimes and they want to look for your trouble and get angry, we have to remember that these people, some of them have nothing to lose. Some of them are just purposely looking for that thing to destroy them. And you can't be that person because that's going to be your life. You could go to jail. You could get fired from your job or whatever it is. The point is, it's not worth it. They will never be worth it. You have to understand when people decide to take the piss like this, it's their way of trying to feel important and have all eyes on them because they are so uninteresting to the point that they feel like if they just say a bunch of racist and stupid things and then they title it as base, then that means they're such a special and unique person. But guess what? Being controversial for no reason and no purpose is not base. It's not cool. It's not anything. You're not a martyr. You're just simply not a nice person, not a pleasant person, and you just have to feel sad for those kind of people. We got to understand that when we pray for our enemies, when we pray peace be unto you, you walk away, you relieve yourself of that anger, you relieve yourself of that stress, and you move on with your life. It would be a different case if they came to attack you, to obviously self-defend yourself. But when you see someone literally just get in your face trying to rage bait you, don't give them that satisfaction. Let them walk away feeling silly. Let them walk away feeling like they didn't get their fix of seeing you annoyed, right? Pack your stuff up, pray for your enemies, and walk away. It takes a big sense of humility and godliness to pray for your enemy. Because to pray for your enemy is you saying, I wash my hands off of this. I'm not going to try and reason with someone who's not trying to reason and just trying to rage bait me. I just pray that God delivers you. It's so much class. There's so much decorum. It's so much style. It's so much swag. Ugh, it's disgusting. It's so classy to the point where you leave that person looking silly. And on top of that, the best part of it all, you stay in good graces with God and you keep your peace. So when you see people like this, man, don't pay him no mind. They're just joke, man. But I did find this very interesting because these people need to understand, people who go outside looking for trouble need to understand that, yes, there's freedom of speech, but the police aren't going to be there to get to you quick enough if someone decides that them unaliving you or attacking you is worth their freedom. There's a lot of people out here who are willing to go that mile. And these kind of people need to be careful. Like I said, I don't condone violence and I'm not here laughing at X, Y, and Z. All I'm saying is that you get what you give out. Whatever you sow is what you reap. And I think that lesson is very important, especially for evil people like this guy. But guys, as you've watched this video, don't think I'm trying to make this a conservative versus liberals thing or a blacks versus whites thing. This channel is only promoting the unity of people, bringing people together and caring and fighting against the evil forces that are trying to tear us apart and divide us to do such horrific and demonic things. You know, at the end of the day, there are going to be bad people in every crowd of people, but we cannot forget the ultimate reality, which is most of the people in that group are not like that. Most conservatives are trying to do better for themselves. Most liberals are trying to do better for themselves. And even though I disagree with both sides and stuff like that, they're not inherently bad people. But what do you think about this video? Do you agree with my take, or do you have any other perspective that you want to add to the conversation? Regardless of the case may be, I'll be interested to hear what you have to say. And if you have nothing to say, show support in the comments by just simply typing reject. Because as you're typing reject, that means you're telling the world that you reject the idea of being brainwashed. You reject the propaganda that everyone's trying to say to you, whether it be the liberals trying to paint conservatives in a bad light and conservatives trying to paint liberals in a bad light. Regardless of the case may be, my people, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. With that being said, God bless, take care. I'll see you guys next video.